Have you ever said something that later you wished you hadn't said? Sometimes we get into the middle of a situation and things get tense and we get into a discussion with somebody, and in the heat of the moment, we say things that feel good at the moment, but they often don't work out the best for us. This is a story about when that happened to me a number of years ago. I was going to making a trip, and I had three or four stops in different places, and I had a one-day meeting in each place. And so I went to I had flown into Toronto and had a meeting in Kitchener, and then the next day I was going to fly to Cleveland, Ohio. So I went back to the airport in Toronto and went to the counter to check in, get my boarding pass. And the man at the counter said, your ticket is for tomorrow. And I said, no, it's not. It's for today. He said, no, look at it. Like, look at the date, look at what day it is, and it's for tomorrow. So I looked at it and I said, you know what? You're right. It is for tomorrow. But I said, I never wanted to travel tomorrow. I always wanted to travel today. I have my schedule, and um, I've always wanted to travel today. I don't know. Someone made a mistake, but I really need to go to Cleveland today. And so saying, does the same flight go today? And he said, yes, it does. Same time. I said, well, just put me on that flight. And he said, no, I can't do that. I said, well, sure you can. Like, just let me go standby or something. Just um, give me a standby boarding pass, and if there's room, I'll go. And he's saying, no, I can't do that. And I said, well, what do I need to do? And he said, well, you need to go to customer service, and customer service will take care of it for you, but I can't do that here. So I said, okay. So I went to customer service. I waited in line at customer service, and eventually I got to the customer service desk. And so I told the lady my situation and told her I would like to go to Cleveland today and wondering, is there room on the flight to Cleveland today, the same flight? And she said, yes, there is. And I said, okay, well, can I go on that flight? And she said, yes, you can, but you will have to pay a $125 change fee to go today. Oh, I said, surely there's a way to change that. I was saying, I never wanted to travel tomorrow. I don't know. Someone made a mistake. I don't know if it was me or my travel agent, but someone made a mistake, and it's not like I'm coming to the airport a day early. It's not like I planned to travel tomorrow and then change my mind and decide I want to go a day early. I always wanted to travel today, so surely you can help me out. And someone made a mistake, and you can help me out. You can let me go today. She said, no, well, you can go today, but you're going to have to pay the $125 fee to change your ticket. And I said, well, but standby, like, let me go standby, and surely you can let me go standby for free. And she was like, no, I can't do that. You can go to Cleveland today, but you'll have to pay the $125 change fee. And so I told her, well, that just doesn't seem right. Like, there has to be a way that it can just be changed. I know you have your policies and everything, but surely somebody can let me go today without paying the fee. And she was like, no, you can go, but you're going to have to pay the fee. I said, well, can I talk to your supervisor? And she said, no, you can't talk to my supervisor. Um, and I said, listen, I know enough about organizations and companies that you have to have policies. And every company, every organization has policies, and they're good. And I understand the need for policies. But in every organization, there is a person who has the authority to make exceptions to the policy. And I want to talk to the person who can make an exception to this policy for me. And she said, no, you're not talking to anyone but me. And you can go to Cleveland today, but you have to pay the $125 change fee. I said, listen, lady, you are not the CEO of Air Canada. You have a boss. Someone is your supervisor, and I want to talk to your supervisor or someone who can make an exception to this policy? And she said, no. Air Canada hired me to do this job. I'm doing my job. I'm following the rules and the policies. You can go to Cleveland today, but you're going to have to pay the $125 change fee. She said, after you get home, you can write a letter into our um, customer service department, and maybe they'll give you a refund. But if you're going to go today, you have to pay the fee. Well, I was kind of upset. I was angry. I felt like, this just isn't fair. and, and they ought to let me go without paying the fee. It's a mistake. Um, and I'm thinking, well, what could I do? Well, I could rent a car and I could drive down, but then I have to pay the car rental, and there'll probably be a drop fee for the car, and it might invalidate the rest of my Air Canada ticket. So I, I, I guess I'll just have to pay it. So I told her, okay, I guess you got me. I guess I'll have to pay the fee. So let's do it. But I was upset. I was angry. And so she was happy. And so she's doing the paperwork. And then she got ready. And then she was ready for me to pay $125. And she said, and how will you be paying for this? And that's when I made my mistake. And I said, well, kind of grudgingly. And that upset her. So now I felt good, but she was upset. So she got my papers ready and stamped my things and took my credit card, and I paid the fee, and okay, yes, I got it. I got the last word on that argument. So I had my boarding pass. I went. I got on the plane. When I got on the plane, the airplane had two seats on both sides of the aisle. There were probably close to 20 rows, so the airplane held about 80 people. There were only two or three other people on that flight. I forget exactly, but there were only three or four of us on the whole airplane. My seat was all the way in the back row against the bathroom or the luggage compartment. It didn't recline, and there was no window there. So I'm sitting in my seat. The flight attendant came back and said, why are you sitting way back here? I told her, well, let's just say that I had a run-in with the customer service agent and she got the last word and she sat me in the corner. And so here I am. And she just laughed. She said, you don't have to sit here. You can sit wherever you want. I said, well, I probably deserve this. And I'm having a bit of a pity party back here and it feels pretty good. So I think I'll just stay right here. And so I did. It wasn't a very long flight to Cleveland. And in the moment, what I said felt good. But in the end, she got me back. I know that's what happens when we get into those kinds of situations. And at the moment we say something, yes, that's really good. But in the end, the other person has a way of paying us back. And that's why the whole principle of returning good for evil helps to break that cycle so that things don't just escalate and escalate. But when we do good to someone who we feel is mistreating us and treat them kindly, it breaks that cycle of each person trying to have the last word and getting the upper hand.